Hi, this is Scott McLeod. I'm doing little video snippets from the UCA convention. Just trying to get a few highlights from the conference. Tell us your name and what do you do?
I'm Karen Seashore Lewis, and I'm a professor at the University of Minnesota.
Okay. Great. Karen, how's your conference been so far?
This has actually been one of the most stimulating UCEAs I've been at for a long time. I've enjoyed every session I've been in. I'm going home with thousands of new ideas about our prep program and about the research agendas. I've just had a great conference.
Cool. So tell us a couple highlights. A session that you attended or a good conversation that you had?
Well, actually, I was a discussant on a session yesterday that was really looking at issues about learning and professional development for principals, and it was focused primarily on learning the people we have on the job, but we got into a very deep discussion about how we could pull those back into our prep programs and really make some significant changes. It was a great session.
Good. So what do you think are some of the biggest issues facing school leaders today?
I think the problem with school leadership today is still that we have this very positionally focused emphasis in schools, and we still have these very rigid barriers between school community, school district, so that circling process, the defending process, really takes precedence. And it's very difficult when the buck stops here, is one message, to distribute the leadership in a genuine fashion on the other hand, which is probably why we see that distributed leadership initiatives are not always successful.
Cool. Well, Karen, everybody knows that you're always doing cool stuff. What are some interesting projects that you're working on right now?
What are some interesting projects I'm working on right now? Actually, I'm really thinking a lot about this whole issue of the rigidity of boundaries in schools. I've been interested for some time in the role of communities and parents in schools, but I think that it also is a little bit bigger than that. I mean, it's partly because I'm getting close to retirement, but I'm thinking in a couple of years I'll be free, and there's not a school district in the United States that would take me up on it because they don't know how to use talent or expertise that doesn't immediately fit into some small hole that they have defined.
Right.
Which is why we still have all too often fly-in experts and one-day professional development activities rather than much more sustained initiatives.
Absolutely. So 10, 15, 20 years from now, what does the future of school leadership look like? How is it different?
I honestly think that school leadership is going to look quite different because we can't sustain it the way it is. We're not going to be able to attract people to the positions the way they're currently defined. I hope that what it will mean is some combination of getting the principal out of the job of doing a lot of the routine management. Maybe it's a school manager model, a dual school management model, but really thinking about what are the sources of entrepreneurship and energy in a school, and creating a much more differentiated staffing model that is not focused on roles but on the functions that need to be performed.
Very cool. Karen, thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
I will.